going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Coach Wood, and you guys are rocking with us in the Locker Room Show. You guys know what that intro means. It means it's Thursday. It means time to get after it. It means it's time to talk some football. We've got an amazing show lined up for you guys tonight. You already see who we got on the screen. This is a gentleman that we've had on before. He's doing amazing things, you guys, in college football. Head coach. We got a head coach on tonight, and we're going to get right into that. But first and foremost, I got my boy that holds me down every Thursday, Q the Guru. What's going on, Guru?
Man, what's going on, Coach? I know, man, y'all hard heavy at the moment, man. But you know, we gonna get through this one. We gonna get through it.
Yeah, yes, indeed. And what Q is talking about, we'll get into here in a second. But first and foremost, like I said, we've got the great Coach Jason Burianek on. This is someone that I've known since I was a teenager, you guys. Super proud of this dude. He is someone that is currently the head coach at Missouri Baptist University. We've got a college football coach on with us tonight. He's doing an amazing job, you guys. Literally started the program. They didn't even have a program. First coach, he's put nails into the stands. He's got the butts in the seats. Now they're doing amazing things on the field. He's starting to get some big-time talent out there in Missouri, and that is none other than the great Coach JB. How's it going, Coach JB?
Doing well, T. How are you guys? Q, what's going on, man?
Good, man. Good.
Hey,
Appreciate you coming on, bro.
We're happy to have you as always. And I know it's a little bit of a somber time for us. And those that don't know, thank you for joining us. I see some people already coming into the chat. But unfortunately, I played with Coach JB. I played with Coach Burianek at the University of Colorado. And we just got the word, you guys, of a fallen buff, a young man that has passed on a little too soon. This is somebody that was a dear friend, a great teammate to both of us. His name is Clyde Sorrell, amazing defensive back out of Colorado, played at the University of Colorado. He's leaving behind you guys a real big family. He's got kids, only 41 years old, so this was totally unexpected. So we are in the locker room, you guys, with a little bit of a heavy heart tonight. And this man was special to both of us. So I just want to give a little moment of silence, you guys, for Clyde Sorrell, his family, and a chance to say some prayers. All right, let's get into it. So, hey, prayers up to our boy. But Jay, you know Clyde, he wouldn't want us to not do the show. He would want us to rock this baby. So we're going to rock it for Clyde tonight, and excited to have you, man. So let's get right into it. I see some people already joining us. The great Jimmy Rucker says the Locker Room Show is just like the NFL and college football. All season is just as entertaining as the regular season. I hear you, Jimmy, baby. Thank you for keeping us pumped up and keeping us going. We've got the Burianek family. We've got Nancy, love Nancy, your dad coming in tonight, and a family affair. We've got my mother-in-law saying hi, son, coming to you from Denver. So we've got people joining us, and thank you guys, because we always appreciate you. We got some great content for you guys tonight, especially you young football players trying to decide what you're going to do with your future. Tonight's the show. So let's get into it. We got Coach JB, and Coach, you went pretty much right into coaching after college, man. Yeah. I mean, you didn't skip a beat. Obviously, like I said in the beginning of the show, I mean, very few start a program from the very beginning, man. So, former player, I wanted to ask you, when did you first decide, Jason, that coaching was going to be your ticket?
Probably when I was about 13 or 14 years old. maybe earlier than that. Maybe when I was 12. My mom and dad. My dad, associate AD, grew up around sports, and I remember there were times where I had a VHS tape out, maybe at 12 or 13 years old, with a notepad, and I was breaking down basketball games, rewinding, drawing up plays.
That's
Like
crazy.
I just always wanted to get into coaching. Like my younger sister, my dad would coach them. I'd help coach. When I was a senior in high school, I started coaching a YMCA basketball team, and we ended up winning the thing. It just was something that I always wanted to do, and I think some of it was just from being around coaches, and I think the other piece of it was, my mom always said, don't be a coach, don't be a coach. Look at how crazy their world is. They got to move around all the time, and you know how well us sons listen to our mamas
Right.
early on. So
Right.
I got right into coaching early on. It's just something I always wanted to do.
Yeah,
That's
and I
cool.
know
That's
they're
cool.
extremely happy that you ended up doing it. Of course, the Missouri Baptist family's happy that you ended up doing it. You're gonna become the Nick Saban up there. And wanted to get into our next topic. I mean, you're going from coaching to now a lot of change in college football. A lot of change in college football. We're used to bowl games, you guys, and now they've got playoffs. They've got playoffs. We started with 4 teams, and we quickly realized maybe that's not good enough. We had some issues this year. Who should be in? Georgia, Alabama, Oregon, who should be in there? And now, you guys, we've got 12 teams, but people are saying that's not enough. That's not enough. Maybe we need 14. So I'll throw it back to you, Coach. What is the proper number for this college football playoff thing? Obviously, we want to get it right, but can 14, 12 teams really win this thing?
I don't think so. In my opinion, I think at the D1 level, with NIL and everything that goes on with that, you're starting to get a bigger separation. In my opinion, put 8 in. And here's the other thing: like, why are we restricting it? In this situation, this day and age, why are we restricting it to a number? Like, if we feel like, if the voters say, hey, this year there's 10 teams that are all deserving, put in 10 teams and go have a playoff. But I think this year was a one-off. But when you really look at this last year, outside of they could have got it done with 6 teams. There weren't beyond Florida State. Florida State was really the one team that everybody said should have been in and had a chance to win it. So beyond that, why we need to go to 14? There's a big discrepancy. I love basketball. I love college basketball. I love March Madness, but when you get into March Madness, the 1 versus 16 games are usually a blowout. Like, we want good football games. When you get to the postseason, if we're not going to have a good football game in a playoff, let's have a bowl game. Let's do that. So I think 14 is too many. Let's get rid of the participation trophies. If there's teams that deserve it, I'll guarantee you, when it all push comes to shove, there's not going to be more than 8 teams that deserve to be in a playoff.
Okay, talk to me, Guru, because we got 4 Power 5 conferences. Now we're probably going to go down to 3 eventually. Do we need to have 14 teams? Do we need to pick 4 teams from each conference? What are we looking at?
I mean, I can agree with what Coach said. My issue is that's for these young players, that's a lot of damn football. That's a lot. So, and that was one of the main things, even when we first heard this rumbling about the 12 teams in the playoff. It's getting through a regular season is already hell, Coach. You know that. Yeah. Trying to keep your ones healthy, right? So you try to barely make it through the season, keeping your ones healthy. Hopefully your twos healthy as well, because you're gonna need them. And now we got to fight through a tournament, if you will. So it's like, man, that's a lot of ball, man. And then you look at it where, okay, well, if I'm a junior, I'm a senior, and I got a shot to go to the next level. Okay, well, how long do I ride this? Because now I'm extending my opportunity to get hurt on this level to match up my bag for the next level. Like you said, Coach, if I'm on, say, Boise State, where, we may be ranked in the top 15, but we're seeded 11 out of the 12 teams. Well, it's like, well, hey, what do you do? You know, and I know I might be, you know, I might have an opportunity to get drafted. You know, how do you process that? So I mean, that's going to be a big thing too with these players. We're trying to avoid injury, and then coaches, man, trying to actually get to this thing, man, unscathed without beating the crap out of your team. Because you'll be messing around. You'll be in the playoffs playing with your threes. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I mean, what I think what could happen is you're going to water down the regular season, because you know darn well that Georgia, Alabama, these teams are going to be in the top 14, right? If they play a 14, right, they're not going to leave them out. And right, so now, do you start resting them late or during the season? Do you start resting them later? And now you're a season ticket holder, and you go watch, and you know they don't care because all they're going to be in the top 14, you know. And I don't know if you guys seen it today, but I saw something today that Clemson and Florida State are looking at leaving the ACC to go to the SEC. So if the SEC going to be so big and the Big Ten going to be so big, then what are we going to do? Just 7 teams from both teams and go have a playoff? I mean, like that's basically what it's going to come down to. And I totally agree with you. You got too much ball. You know, you're going to wear the kids out, and it's going to become a mess. I think it's going to be watered down. You know, up until this year, 4 teams, nobody argued beyond 4 teams. Maybe they said 6, but there's no reason to go to 14.
Agreed. Totally
Great
agree.
point right there. And Jimmy's coming in. He's saying no more money games. It's going to be, they have those early season money games, you know, and coaches aren't going to want to do that. They got to play a long season. So that's a good point right there, you guys. Let's go on to our next topic. And this one is a good one. We usually talk about NIL in the locker room show because it's such a prevalent topic, you guys, and it's affecting some of you young athletes as we speak today. But beautiful story about a young man that had a high enough value where he was able to purchase his mom a home. This is a recruit, you guys. I mean, this is a new day and age when a recruit has the money to purchase his mom a home before he even makes a play on the college football field. But good for him. You know, probably his mom might not have been in the best situation. So good for him looking out for mom. But we've got a college coach in here tonight, you guys. So I want to get it right from Coach B. I know you're at the NAIA level. Has NIL talk started coming down to your level? Is this something that your kids want to know about? How are you guys handling NIL?
Yeah, it's believe it or not, it's starting to trickle down. You know, now it's more on an individual basis because there's websites and people out there that are kind of creating where you can create your own account and start branding yourself on that level, and then send out a link and people can donate. You know, people they're creating their own apparel market. We're not dealing with the true NIL from donors and that kind of stuff, which I'm thankful for, because talking to a lot of the guys I know at the Division I level and all that stuff, they just say it's a mess, you know, and for a lot of the guys that are older in the business, they're getting out because they don't want to deal with it. But it is starting to trickle down. Unfortunately, I know at the lower levels, it becomes really the haves and have-nots. You know, one of my close friends is a assistant head coach at Tennessee State, an HBCU school, and they don't have that. You know, so like some of these bigger FCS schools, you know, he flat out tells them, like, if you're looking for NIL, you might as well go because we ain't got it. And you know, that's where you hate to see it. I mean, I'm not going to get into whether the kids deserve it or not, because obviously there's a lot of money being thrown around college football, and the players deserve a piece of that action. But with having no regulation on it, you just start seeing a big separation. And I think you're going to, you know, at the lower levels, it's going to be hard for us if we ever have to really get into paying a kid, because we don't have that kind of donors at the lower levels.
Yeah, definitely. Do you encourage, Coach, athletes to maybe take an entrepreneurial approach, like you said, have merch or do a camp or something?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, what we tell them is, man, build your brand, right? I mean, that's what you need to do. Build your brand, and we'll help them however we can. You got social media to do it. You got websites. They can build their own merchandise. Hey, we'll support all of that. That is I'm all for that. Just the giving money to sign a scholarship. That's where I kind of struggle with it, because now you really just go into the highest bidder. I love one coach told me it's like it was 20 years ago when you had to carry a pot of money. He said the only thing we don't need to do anymore is hide it in a McDonald's burger bag. So
yeah, pretty much, pretty much, pretty much. But the thing about it though is, guys, you got to look at it. It's what I don't like about it is these kids are coming in and they're sitting down, and this is regardless any level, but especially in regards to the D1 level, and and it's like, well, what can you pay me? Like this kid went to Florida, but maybe I went to Florida because LSU wasn't going to pay me as much. But you have to produce. These kids haven't even produced. Like you name your number after you've produced. But these kids are coming in from high school and haven't even produced. Let's throw you in.
But is high school production enough? If I was a 5 or 4 star, should I be compensated for that, or did it just start?
It didn't work for Spencer Rattler.
Right. Well, but here's the thing, because everything starts again from zero at the next level, and you have to prove yourself all over again.
It's like the NFL.
So I would say maybe if you're coming in and you come into camp and you earn your way on the field as a true freshman, okay, then fine. Or or if you're even getting clocked as a freshman and and you're out there making plays, okay, that's producing. Then you can start having these talks and coming back like, hey, what about this and what about this? But you coming from high school to college, you haven't proved anything. Nothing matters what you did in high school anymore, because now guess what? You out here with 100 killers just as good as you. So you're going to have to earn that. Then we'll talk money. But these kids haven't earned anything, and they're coming in talking money right out the gate. It's like that in the league. Your first contract is usually lousy, unless you're a top 10 pick. Your first a first round pick, rather. Usually your first contract is lousy. Why? Because you got to prove yourself. Then you double back and ask for money, and your second contract on is where you get the big bag, because you got to prove yourself. So that's why
I totally agree with you, Q. And on top of that, you think about the rookie. You talk about the rookie contract, right? Even if you were a first rounder and you signed that signing bonus and you may have that money coming at the end, everybody's getting paid the same as a rookie.
Thanks.
Everybody gets paid the same. So where is it? And I think I totally agree. We've lost that. You don't produce. And it's not real life. I mean, for majority of them, right? Like the NCAA loves to run those ads of, hey, you're going to go pro in something other than sports. Well, when you get in the real world, you ain't starting as the dang CEO. You ain't starting as one of the highest. You're going to work your way up. But we're just telling them. And I'm going to maybe twist this around to you guys, because I'm going to give you a little bit of my issue. As an alumni, they come into us as alumni saying, hey, we need donations for NIL. Look, I got no problem donating back to the Buffs, right? I got no problem. Let's make the facilities better. Let's get these kids some things that they need. But I got a problem when my money is going so that somebody can drive a brand new car. Let's make the program better. But now my money is going to Shadur Sanders so he can drive a new car. Well, he got the money. Why you got to take my money?
Right. I mean, I totally agree. I totally agree, man. If anything, I feel like where is the alumni's return on investment? You know what I'm saying? Like if that's the case, it's almost like this. You almost need to do it like a stock. Like if you guys are investors as alumni, we're all investors for our respective universities. When we invest, we need to get some type of dividend kickback too. We need, as a return on our investment. Then we can say it's square.
And the guys getting paid are gonna get paid. They're gonna get paid. Like if you look at the guys that are making a lot of money, they got the opportunity to go to the league and get paid. The guys, what about the guys at the end? Like let's even it out. Let's get back to what college football is. I'm not opposed to giving them some, but when you got guys, and my question is this: at what point is the NFL going to step in? Because these guys are now going to start staying. It's going to affect the NFL. When is Brock Purdy going to raise heck that, man, you're keeping me on a rookie contract and Arch Manning is making 3 times what I'm making, and he's a backup in college? When is the NFLPA going to step in and start raising heck? Because it's going to, I mean, it's going to mushroom.
Hey, matter of fact, T, we were just talking about that the other day.
The market is off.
And then the thing about it, on top of that, Coach, which we forgot to mention, the NCAA is being so generous with giving kids a 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th year in college. It's like, leave for what? Leave for what? You got 31, you got 32-year-old seniors. Leave for what?
I'm gonna give my sister a house now. Year 8.
Right.
What am I leaving for?
And you really talk about, and something that I think some of this is being from my dad's position as a athletic director. Look at the other sports, right? They want to talk about Title IX. They want to talk about equality of men's and women's sports. Man, this is just further in the gap. Sure, you have the Caitlin Clarks and you have the girl at LSU. There's a few, but what about your your track people? What about your golf people? They're not getting NIL deals like this. And so you're just further in the gap here. You're making it harder for everybody. You're making it harder for schools to keep more sports because they have to generate so much NIL money to even just compete. That's not what college is about. Let's go get them a degree. Let's go, let's help them out so that they're not having to, I mean, right now, guys, when we played, we got 1 meal a day. Right now, they get all the food they want. They got no bills. I mean, they got everything. So,
Coach, Utah got pickup trucks, man, for everybody.
Right.
Everybody. Everybody. Like, come on. You buy 85 pickup trucks, man.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
The guy that was making them run extra sprints because he was doing it wrong got a pickup truck. Think about that.
It's insane.
Wow.
Think about
like you said, it
alumni.
starts the entitlement. Coach Foster saying it right here, the entitlement mentality, and like you said, Coach B, it's not the real world, And I just feel for these young men when they do get hit, and these young ladies who are making a little money, when they do get hit by the real world, see how they respond. So it's going to be interesting.
One last thing. I live in a state right now where they allow NIL in high school.
Facts. And Coach,
where's this going?
Hey, and like I said, Coach, I know you visit a ton of my guys. That the head coaches there. In this St. Louis area, man. And we knew it was gonna get out of hand. It's got to be some type of.
Tell me this, and Coach JB, feel free to chime in. You guys were college football players. You guys at one point were the older guys on the team. Right. Do you have a problem, Q? Do you have a problem, Coach, if this young man hasn't even played, hasn't even got a sack, and his mom got a new house and my mom don't got a new house? Are you cool with that as an older player?
Oh, absolutely. I feel some type of way because you put blood, sweat, and tears into a program, trying to grow the program, trying to better yourself as a person and definitely as a player. And like I said, you have a freshman coming in, hasn't played a snap, and he gets a bag. Nah, man. You got to prove yourself on this level. You got to prove yourself that you belong to be here. And like I said, you may have got recruited off of your high school accolades, but you got to prove yourself and strap it up and prove that you belong here to stay. That's the whole key. Anybody can get to college,
there was a high recruit coming in to see you. There was a Marcus Houston, Coach J. Well, there was always more eyes
Marcus.
on that kid. And now, JB, Marcus Houston would have got probably 200, 300, 400,000, dude.
At least. I mean, they're paying these guys $1 million. Easy. I mean, there's got to be some type of regulation. It's no, I mean, from how do you teach team between the NIL and between the transfer portal? How do you develop a team anymore? And how do you develop the brotherhood that we all know, right? Like we starting this thing, lifting this thing up to Clyde, right?
Yeah.
Look,
Great point.
where is that love of university? Where is the love of each other when you're talking? It's all about money and it's all about. I mean, look at these guys, T-Man. Those are brothers right there that we could walk in a room and it's like we never left, right?
Yeah.
So, I
But
mean, you and
that's
I,
crazy,
and
man.
and I'm gonna throw this one out there. Like, guess who we signed this year? We signed Cortland Johnson Jr. We signed CJ's son.
What?
Okay. Yeah, out of
Yeah.
Cherry Creek.
Shouts out.
Yeah. And I'm excited about it. But you
I'm
know what?
excited. Oh
I'm excited
man.
because that's family. That's family. Where is it? Now, you
Wow.
want to break down NIL? It is name, image, likeness. That means that you can go out and use your name, image, or likeness to promote a product and get paid. It's
Right.
not coach walk in and pay you to come to my school. That's not it. It's to so let's get back to the root of what it is, and it would change everything.
Yeah.
Great point
No.
there. Well, obviously,
Wow.
you guys, we can continue to go on about this,
Yeah,
and
we
a
will
lot
touch
of you
circle
young
back around
athletes
on
may
that,
be
man. Oh, geez. Well, oh, you know
may
what,
be in this
man,
position.
Coach? I'm sorry. I gotta say one more thing. I'm sorry. We gonna get to the next bullet point. But Coach, you had just said a couple of days ago when we were talking about you'll be on a team and you go back, Coach. Go back to that picture of you and the fellas. That's you talking 25 years, 25 years worth of friendships, man.
Yeah.
Right there in
Yeah.
that picture. 20
Yeah.
years. 20 years. Now you fast forward to now, Coach T, what did you say the other day? You could be on a team and you look up in a year, 2 years at the most, you won't even know anybody on your squad.
Yeah.
At all. Because everybody now is a hired merc.
And here's something that I'm fearful of, that it's going to have an effect on all universities. When you fast forward 20 years from now, okay, when you don't have that brotherhood because it's all been jumping around, where are they going to get donations? Where are they going to go to the alumni and say, hey man, dive back into your university? Because they're like, I don't even care about
With
that.
5.
Right. I mean, they're going to be a handful of guys. And
Yeah.
honestly, Coach Prime said it on 60 Minutes. He said, guys ain't coming to see you because of Boulder or because of the university. They're coming because of Prime. And he's not wrong. But back in our day, we came because we loved the school. We got along with the coaches, but we wanted to be there. We wanted to be a Buff. We wanted to be a Jayhawk, a Sooner. You name it. You know, I mean, it's in our blood.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's big, you guys. Well, obviously, you young football players, be mindful of the new times you're in. A lot of coaches are getting out the game because of this reason, but thank you guys for sharing your heart on that topic. That's a big one right there. And shouts out to the young man that bought the house for his family. Nothing against him. You got to do what you got to do. You taking care of your parents. That's big. Okay. If they're giving it to you, take it. If they're giving it to you, take it.
Hey.
We're on to our next topic, you guys, and this one is a big one. Blocking out the noise. This is something that athletes have to do, you guys. Right here, we've got the great Justin Fields, unfortunately, superstar at Ohio State. Now he is the quarterback, at least for maybe another month or so, of the Chicago Bears. But he's tired, you guys. He's tired, Q. He's tired, Coach, of hearing all the social media, all the trade rumors, and he just wants it to be over. And it made me think that there's athletes even at the college level that hear about this big recruit coming or this big transfer portal person coming. And I'll throw it at you first, Coach JB. As a young athlete, which you have been before, how do you block out the noise that somebody's coming for your position or that coach might not be feeling you anymore?
I mean, it's tough. It's tough, but I think that the thing that you got to do, and it's tough, but you got to be a professional. Justin Fields getting paid a lot of money. I think I go back to what Coach Barnett always told us when we were making that run in 01, that if you're going to believe the good things about you, you got to believe the bad things about you. So let's just not just keep it real. Like let's not get too high and too low, right? I tell our guys all the time, with pressure comes privilege. And so you a high draft choice, you've been on a team that hasn't won a lot, you're getting paid a lot of money, so you're just going to have to tune it out. You're going to have to deal with it. Like that's the day and age. I mean, we can't escape it on social media. We can't escape it anywhere. So, it's tough. Mentally, you've got to be mentally tough. You better surround yourself with some good people, and don't get into the social media and the newspapers. Tune all that stuff out.
Yeah. Q, talk to me, man. We lived in a different day and age. I mean, maybe you hear your boy say, I seen that guy beat you, when you called him back home, but now you're getting them in your DMs. You're getting them on YouTube talking about you. How does a young player today block out the noise?
I mean, it's pretty much, like Coach said, man, you have to learn. And I wish I would have learned this way early in life, man. You can only control what you can control. Right. So it's one of those things where only thing that you can control is you becoming a better player by watching more film. Hell, even learning how to break down film and then watching film consistently. Are you in the weight room? Depending on your position, are you going through every single drill full throttle? Are you asking your coach, what does he see in regards to how you can get better? But those are things that you can control. But other than that, you can't control, man, who comes out the portal or who's getting recruited to come. It's all, that's the thing about this game, man. It's iron sharpens iron, and you got to keep that concept, if you got to learn how to welcome competition, man. And that's one thing, that I've always said, that it's a duality of, at least on the collegiate level, about the portal is about, okay, you have, you always know there's going to be guys coming in, but you don't run from it. You don't leave because you got, other good players coming in, man. You stay and you scrap, because that's what it's going to be like in life, man. You can't run from everything. So, especially on the pro level, Justin Fields, absolutely, man. That's what your agent is for. You let your agent handle that, man, with the front office and work that out. And if you end up landing somewhere else, great. If they can get Marvin Harrison for you to play with, great. Either way, you got a ball. This is a job, man. So do your job.
Yeah, and I think you got
right there, and it is different today, because they can get a quick fix with the portal. So you get the media talking about who should we get in the portal, and we need to beef up our O-line or our DBs, so the kids hear it more.
Yeah. I think you got to be confident in yourself, though, and that's tough. I get that as a young person. It's tough as adults sometimes. We always have those peaks and valleys ourselves, but at the end of the day, you got to be so confident in what you are putting in that that it's just noise. We've gone through stuff. We haven't necessarily won as much as I've wanted to all the time, but the thing that I can always look back on is say, I know that me and my staff, we've done everything in our power, and we're always going to look at what can we do better. I got to sit back and have confidence in what me and the staff have done and what our players have done. And you got to do that too. Now, if there's things that he looks back on and says, man, I need to step it up in these areas, then he needs to do it. You need to take some of that criticism, sit back, evaluate it. Don't take any of it too seriously, but you do have to, at least at the end of the day, have confidence in the work you're putting in. And like you said, Q, go compete.
Definitely.
There you go.
If he wins games, he's going to shut him up, right? If he goes out and performs and produces and they win, everybody's going to quiet down. So that's what you got to do.
Bottom line, I agree.
Great feedback right there, you guys. And for you young athletes out there, some of you guys are going to have to block out the noise. All of us did at certain points of our career. So you guys are up next, you guys. On to our next topic. And this is a fun one because we used to play this game back in our day, the EA Sports College Football. And it's back. It's back, you guys. And it's making a strong comeback. A lot of noise around the game today because obviously they've got to pay these guys, because they're using their name, image, and likeness. Guys like Shedeur Sanders, who we just mentioned, guys like Travis Hunter, big name guys are going to be on this game. So they're trying to get away with playing each player I believe, 134 football teams. So that's thousands of players, when you look at the whole pot. But they're trying to have an opt-in policy, you guys, where you get $600 if you opt in to be in the game and say you want to be a part of the game. So I'll start off with you, Q. Is Quincy Guru number 7 for the Kansas Jayhawks opting in for $600?
Man, I still want my money from 97, man. They need to pay all 3 of us. Hey, you know how much EA Sports owe us, boys? Y'all better do the math, man, and interest. I want my money, T. You know how much interest that is? No, seriously, though. Seriously, man. Like, I want my bread. But, I mean, it's one of those things where, I guess they look at it like, man, we're giving the kids something. I do feel like that there's going to be some discrepancy going back to, more considered marquee college guys like Shedeur, like Travis, that are definitely not going to take that $600 and be like, okay, we need to come to some type of negotiation because, they're going to be asking for a lot larger piece of the pie. And I'm interested to see how the heck that's going to work out. So I don't know. It depends. I don't know if I would opt in immediately. If it's one of those things where, I'm, one of those kids where I'm already getting a nice amount of NIL money with relationships that I have as far as my brand, I don't know if I can take $600. I doubt very seriously that DJ will take $600. You know what I'm saying? I know McDave ain't going to take $600. So, it really is going to kind of depend on the player.
Talk to me, Coach. Right here, we've got the great Kurt Herbstreit and Chris Fowler, who are going to be the voices of EA Sports' new game. I doubt very seriously they're getting $600 for that. And just like Q said, guys like DJ, guys like Shedeur Sanders, that's kind of watering down my value, I think. Coach JB, you think they're working some private deals with some of the bigger names, or you think it's all $600 like they say?
No, I bet you they're working some deals with some of the bigger names because that's going to sell more copies. I differ from Q a little bit because, I don't need money and interest. I just need them to give me better hands and speed. It was dog awful when you put me in the game, Coach. It was like Clay. I was like, boy, I know I catch better than this,
At least give me 85, man. I'm playing right now, dude.
Coach. Here's what really made me mad. This is true story. All right. Now, y'all going to think I'm messing with you, but this is true story. When in my senior year, they made me black and I still couldn't run and I still couldn't catch.
Hey, we got to go to commercial, man.
Oh, man.
That's right there. That is the best. He said, I still can run a catch.
No, hey, here's the deal, though. I bet you they're working some deals behind the scene because they're trying to sell copies. But from their standpoint, I kind of understand it. Now, is 600 low? Yeah, it might be a little low. But the reality is, what are they going to lose? If the guy doesn't want to opt in, they'll just go put it in. And the players aren't doing anything. All they're doing is getting paid. They're not doing a thing. Kirk Herbstreit and them, like, they're in the booth. I get it. They're going to make more, but they're recording their voices. They're doing all that stuff. They're putting in some work. All they're doing is say, yes, I want in. They're getting 600. So, is it a little low? Yeah. But I think when you look at the vast number of guys that they're talking about, that is a chunk of money that they're going to have to pay out. But I'm glad it's coming back. That was always a fun game.
Yeah, it was, man. That was a blast.
Definitely. Sure. Coach Fall says, thanks for the last Q. And Jimmy says, I'm done. I'm done with these kids. He got a young one coming down the pipe, though, so you might not want to be done yet, Jimmy.
Hey, here's the question, though. I'm kind of curious. Are they going to make different versions? Or because, like back in the day, especially like with Madden, who's going to be on the cover? That's what I'm kind of interested in.
Well, I know Shedeur was politicking to be on the cover.
Yeah, but we'll see. Well, I said I'm excited for it to come out. I'll definitely play it too, but I'm just kind of curious who's going to be on the cover. That'll be interesting to see.
I want to know: are they going to pay Ralphie? Like, are they going to give her a little extra stipend for making her run out on the field? Extra bale of hay.
They might have recruiting and NIL in the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I'm telling you. Yeah, I want to see it. It'll be cool when it drops, but we'll have to give a full review when it drops. Definitely.
Full review coming up on the Locker Room Show.
For
But
sure.
we are on, you guys, to our next topic, and we don't want to keep Coach B too long because he's probably got to run some kids tomorrow, so we don't want to keep him too long. But we're on, you guys, to the lightning round, baby. The lightning round, where it goes down and everybody loves it on our show. We are definitely excited to get it going tonight. Now, Coach JB has been on before. So he's not new to this. So he may have a hack to get the best score, but we're going to see what he's got tonight. You ready to go, Coach?
Ready.
All right. So we've got a great list. Obviously, I know this gentleman, so I think I got a pretty good list, but let's get the stopwatch ready. And for those that are just joining us, zeros, you see where it's zeros. For those that are just joining us for the first time, you guys, the lightning round is our version of word association. So Coach JB has 60 seconds, you guys, 60 seconds to get through all of our questions, or as many as he possibly can. Now, our number, we don't just do this for fun. We got a dinner on this. And I know it's some good barbecue in Missouri, so I might have to sell Coach so he can get some barbecue. But 15 is the number, Coach. You got to get 15 or higher, okay? And you get one protector. You know the routine, baby. So let's get our list ready. And as you guys see, I got him at zeros. And he's going to say the first thing that comes to his mind, you guys. First thing that comes to his mind. You ready to roll?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get it rolling. Number one, you guys. Boulder High School, go.
Panthers.
Bob Pesavano.
Champion.
Brock Purdy or Jordan Love?
Brock Purdy.
The NAIA.
Good football.
Cordell Stewart.
Hail Mary.
Jelly beans or Skittles?
Skittles.
Favorite football movie?
Ooh, Remember the Titans.
Okay.
Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Awful.
Bull ride or bungee jump?
Bull ride. Done it.
Saquon Barkley or Josh Jacobs?
Saquon.
Favorite pizza topping? He's rolling.
Sausage.
Jaden Daniels or Caleb Williams?
Jaden Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Saban, 56 seconds.
Guru.
Travis Hunter, time. He was rolling on that one. And unfortunately, my headphones were acting up. I think I got them all, but let's see what we got here. Let's count them up. We got 1, 2. We got 1 with Boulder High, 2 with Bobby Pesavano, 3, he's going Brock Purdy, 4 with the NAIA, 5, Cordell Stewart, 6, he's going with the Skittles, 7, favorite movie was Remember the Titans, 8, the Cornhuskers are terrible, 9, the Bull Ride, 10, he's going with Saquon, 11, did you say sausage?
He said sausage. Yeah, I got that.
11, he's going with sausage. 12, he's got Jaden Daniels. And 13, Nick Saban. So with the tech delay, he's got 14, you guys. 1 off. He's 1 off. Coach was rolling right there. He had some speed. He said he didn't have no speed, but he had some speed right there. And love it. So let's revisit. Boulder High, obviously, that's where he went to high school.
That's right.
High school. Bobby Pesavano, championship winning quarterback. He's going with the Brock Purdy over the Jordan Love. He's going with the Skittles, you guys, over the Jelly Beans. Favorite movie? Remember the Titans. You know we hate the Cornhuskers being former Buffaloes. And
that was the most clean thing I could say.
What'd you say, Coach?
That was the most clean thing I could say about Nebraska.
There you go. He's got the sausage. He's going with Saquon. And then obviously, he's going to get on that bull for the bull ride. So, which I would love to see.
I've done that. I've been there and done that. See, I missed my dream job was to be a rodeo clown, and I got into coaching instead. So,
good. I'm sure Missouri Baptist is happy.
I'm telling you. Until your legs are happy. Yeah, I don't want no parts of that.
Right.
So we are on, you guys, and thank you, Coach, for having that fun with us. We're on to our last topic of the night. I see some people coming in here laughing. Jimmy and Eric going at it, but thank you guys for joining us. We're on our last topic of the night, and that's the Q&A topic. If you guys do have a question for the great Coach Jason Burianek, I know we got Colorado people in here, feel free to put it in the comments section. But Q, I know you got something for Coach.
Definitely. So, Coach, I mean, you taken this program and you built it from scratch. Just tell these young guys, man, what are you looking for in a player, man? Because a lot of times these young guys just think, well, hey, I just got a ball. But I'm saying as a whole, as a player and as a kid overall, as a person, what are you looking for, man, to build your program with, man?
We look for guys with high character. We look for guys. We have 5 pillars we really recruit to. They're character, respect, perseverance, love, and trust, and that's really where we start.
Mm-hmm.
And we need guys that are going to have mental toughness and persevere. Honestly, something that I'm seeing is a lot of guys say, "I love this game," and then they're like, "Hey, coach, I can't make workouts this morning," or "Hey, coach, my family's going on a vacation." And I look at them sometimes. I'm like, boy, there is no way in the world I'd ever go tell Coach Barnett, "Hey, coach, I got to miss this." Like, we'd be setting 3, 4, 5 alarms, be terrified of missing a workout. So we need guys that are really going to say they love it, but they show it through their actions. They're going to show up and work. I mean, college football is hard. I don't care what level you're at. It's hard. It's not pretty. Like, let's take all the NIL out and all the lights and everything. And I tell guys straight up, like, man, we recruit different because we want to have fun. But at the end of the day, the game of football on the field hasn't changed. You better strap up your chin strap, bite down on your mouthpiece, and go to work. And that's what we need. That's what we look for.
Awesome.
I love it. I love it.
Well, like I said, guys, any parents listening, I hope you are listening. But it's like I said, they're looking for all around those 5 pillars. It goes even beyond, you just strapping it up. Obviously, that's a huge part of it, man. But I hope you listening, and if not, definitely run it back when you get a chance on the record.
Yeah, guys that want to get a
mother-in-law's
degree.
coming in. Boulder High, another Boulder High alum. So definitely good right there. And this is a good one, Coach. Jimmy's coming in, and he's got a young son coming up. But this is a good one. How does the portal affect your recruiting? Obviously, it's crazy at the Division I level, but from what I've seen working in the recruiting department, it seems like the talent's coming down a level. So how has it affected you?
Well, where it's really affected us, we've been blessed that we don't lose a lot of guys transferring. Now, we lose some, but by and large, we're able to keep a number of guys. But where it's really affected us is with our freshmen. We are able to recruit a higher level of freshman athlete now than what we did 5, 6 years ago, because so many of the D1s and FCS schools are going to the portal instead of the freshmen. So we're able, there's a lot more freshmen, a lot more talent that is falling down to D2 and us that we're able to nab. And then when we bring them in and give them a good experience, then they stick around and stay. Now, some of them, they want to chase that, but we're pretty honest with them. Like, hey, look, if you want to chase that, go do it now. We're not a JUCO. We don't want to be a JUCO. We want to develop you. Now, does that always work? No. But we're able to get some more talented younger guys in and develop them. So from that standpoint, it's been good on our end.
That's awesome. And you are right, Coach, 100%, Coach. We say that all the time, Coach T. That's the thing about this portal. That's a double-edged sword. It's hurting the high school kids. So opportunities, parents with coaches like Coach B, that's one of those things where you better keep your eyes peeled and really understand, that there are opportunities out there, because, man, that portal is full of kids that are already seasoned, kids that are proven D1. And as a coach, these coaches that need to win right now, they don't have the time, or they're not building their programs around trying to develop, freshmen. They don't have the time to do it. They can't, so I mean, it's one of those things where that's a lot of times we're going to see more and more, that's not going to be a good fit, as a freshman for sure, coming out, going transitioning from high school to college.
No, that's a great point. And I want to get you out of here, Coach, but I want to ask you
Oh,
one
you're
more
good.
question. I see the great
Having
Sadat
fun.
Green coming in. What's up, Coach? Love you, man. Hopefully all is well. That's another playmaker out of LA. But I wanted to ask you, JB,
I've seen
before
his film.
I
He
let
is a
you.
playmaker.
Yeah, he's nice.
I
He's
said
nice.
I've seen his film. We're
Yes,
still looking
indeed.
for corners.
Yeah, yeah, he can ball. He can
He can
ball.
Yes,
ball.
he can.
But I wanted to ask you one more
Yeah,
question. As far as recruiting, you mentioned recruiting Cortland's son.
Yeah.
He's in Colorado, so you decide to go a little bit out of area for that one. What type of situations will have a coach like yourself maybe reach a little bit out of your region to go get a kid?
Personal relationships
yep.
more often than not.
Mm-hmm.
Like for you, when you send me a guy, I'm gonna watch his film, but I'm also gonna take you at your word because what you're doing, but you also understand what it takes. I'm not gonna reach too far out of region for just somebody who calls and says, "Hey, I got this kid."
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but having that personal relationship with people, that you trust what they're telling you, because there's a lot of guys out there, and one of the things I think you guys and you especially deserve so much love for is like you do the recruiting aspect, but you do so much more for them, and
Mm-hmm.
you get them to realize that it's so much bigger than football. And no, but not enough people do that. So many of these recruiting services are out there just to build their name up,
Mm-hmm.
and they're really not trying to help the kid. And so you can't always trust them. Like they're always, oh, I got this playmaker. Man, that guy can't play, and they're just trying to land the kid.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
to me, it's got to be about the personal relationship. At the end of the day, what and what I wish more of the recruiting services paid attention to is that the film don't lie. Every coach is going to put the film on. So don't put your name out there for somebody that can't play, and I think that there has to be an understanding of where the game is too. I had to tell a guy this past week. He called me about a guy who was really good. He said, and he was a nice player, but he was a running back. And I hate to say it, but running backs are a dime a dozen. Anymore you play one or two guys. We don't need a ton of running backs like we used to have. So you gotta understand where the game is. If I'm a running back in high school, man, I'm trying to play something on defense. I'm trying to
Yep,
make
safety or
myself
something. Yeah.
versatile.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
just to get my foot in the door. Now, might they move me to running back? But I that there's got to be
Yeah.
so much where you got to have that personal relationship, and I think more guys need to just be honest with who they, who are you, what kind of player are you, where do you fit in. Sure, everybody wants to go D1, everybody wants to go to the NFL too, but guess what, not everybody, so I just truly believe God's going to put you where you belong, where you can be successful. And I had a conversation with another teammate, Tyler Brayton. Tyler and I are like brothers, and I talked to his son this week about stuff. And I was like, look, what is your priority with going to college?
Yeah.
And his son said, well, I want to play and I want to be a leader. Okay, well, then you may have to go to a little bit lower level than maybe what you ideally want to be. But if you want to play and you want to be a leader, then go get in where you can fit in and do that,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
know? Um, and,
Yeah.
and, and there's nothing wrong with that. There is
Nah,
nothing wrong
nah.
with that.
You go where the love is. That's where you
Thank
go.
you.
You go where
Thank
you
you.
want it. Not your number. You go where you want it, where the love is. So definitely,
Well,
man. Yeah.
I told him that, and
Yeah.
I tell recruits this all the time. I'm like, are you gonna not go to your senior prom because you waiting for the best looking girl to ask you out, or are you gonna have a date? Because if the best looking girl in the school isn't ever looking at you, she's not going to the prom with you. So
Facts.
find somebody who wants you and go to the prom and have a good time.
These
And
are
it's the
facts.
same in recruiting.
Yeah.
Go where
Yeah.
somebody cares about you and will love you. Like, you ain't gonna marry somebody that never looks at you.
Right.
So why are you doing this and chasing your girl
Right.
or
These are
chasing your
facts.
school?
These are facts.
Wow,
Well
I
put,
love it.
Coach.
And
Well put, Coach.
no, definitely. And Coach, as always, man, I mean, obviously today is a big day. You know, we took
Yeah.
a little hit as Buff family, but I couldn't have gotten through a show without having someone like you, man. So thank
Oh,
you for
well,
coming on tonight.
love you, man. I love
Yeah,
you. You know, you said this
definitely.
before we went on. Um, we don't say it enough, right? We don't say it enough, but you just never know. And love you, boys. Appreciate
Thank
all
you,
you
man.
do. And you know, Q, when you get to St. Louis, we got to get together.
Man, oh, you
We
acting
coming
like
to
you,
a game.
hey,
We
Coach, you
coming to a
acting
game. We
like
doing
you,
a show from Missouri Baptist,
hey, I'm
Q.
telling, well, Coach, you
No,
act
we
like you
aren't.
got a choice, man. We're going to get some emos, and we're going
No,
to do the
we are
same
doing
thing.
we are doing a show from Big Mama's downtown, boy. We ain't doing that at Missouri Baptist. We're gonna have barbecue
Sure.
all over our face,
Well, for
and
sure.
I'm in.
For
I
sure.
need
I'm
that in
there.
my life.
Hey,
and
hey, you
CJ will
really
be
do.
there.
Facts. I'm about to say, yeah, definitely got to dial CJ up for sure, man. Yeah, we gonna have a
We
blast with
coming to
that,
a
man.
game.
You got to,
Oh
man,
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
So
But coach, good luck with recruiting, man. Good luck with this
yeah,
upcoming season. And like I said, man, I get home, man. I'm touching down. I'm hitting you. You already know that,
there it goes.
my
There it
man.
goes.
My man.
You just like Nelly says, you find me in St. Louis.
I'm telling you.
Coach JB, how can the young kids find you? What's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
best
yeah.
way to
Yeah,
reach
let us
out?
know, coach.
Yeah, the best way is hit me up on Twitter at MBU Coach B. MBU
Okay.
Coach B. Hit me up on Twitter. You know, shoot me some film, and you know we love to look at them. We're starting to look at 2025 guys. We're still looking for a lockdown quarter. We're still looking for a physical safety for this
Okay.
class. So
All right.
you know we're still on the hunt for that.
All right.
You know, I know. T sent me a couple names, and you know we'd love to talk to them.
There you go. So,
That's what's
hey,
up.
you
That's what's
guys, I
up.
can't say any more. That's a mic drop. We got a beautiful person in here with us. If you are a parent, if you are an athlete, you're looking for a school this year or next year, you've got to consider Missouri Baptist, man. You've got a
Definitely.
God-fearing
Definitely.
leader, somebody that pours into his young men. Send your kid there. They're going to be a better young man when they come home to you. So, Coach JB, thank you. We love you, man.
Definitely, coach.
Appreciate you
Oh
guys.
man, for
Appreciate it.
sure.
It's always fun.
All right, you guys. So, hey, that is the coach, Jason Burianek, former Colorado Buffalo. Amazing man, family man, God-fearing man, great coach, man. Q, he took it from nothing, man. They didn't even have stands. He was in
Yeah,
there building
yeah,
stands,
I
dude.
know it. I know it. Yeah, man. Like I said, a lot of my guys back home, you know, that are area St. Louis coaches, man, you know, like, hey, man, they trust him with their kids, man, you know, and that's absolutely huge. And that's why he has a good pipeline, you know, definitely in the St. Louis area for sure, you know, with good talent, because he's earned the trust of not just the kids, but he's earned the trust of you know, of area coaches as well, man. He's a solid coach. And
Which isn't easy if you're
hey,
not
hey,
from there.
hey, it's not, and that takes time, and it's a true test of character, you know. And he's done that. So, like, again, you know, any parents that were watching, you know, you have a kid that you know has some talent, and you looking to get in where you fit in as far as an opportunity, dial that man up, reach out to him, get him some huddle tape for him to, you know, to take a look at him and the staff, and you know, you might very well have an opportunity with that program.
Mom is in here. Hey, Nancy, what's going on? And the dad, John, he went to Home
He
Depot to
said,
get
"Get the
shells for
sale."
the equipment. I believe it, man. People don't know the commitment, Q.
I'm telling you, man, from the ground up, from the
Yep, from
ground
the
up. So
ground up,
that's
baby.
amazing, man. That's amazing. But coach, you got anything else for the night, man? That was a heck of a show. A lot of sauce, man. You know, and again, definitely prayers, you know, going out, man, to the, you know, CU Nation and you boys, man. Definitely a big loss. Rome and everybody, you know, blessings to y'all, man. I pray that, you know, you all I mean, bounce back, you know, with having such a big loss, man.
Yeah, man. You never take nothing for granted, brother. So you know I love you to death, man. And locker room show audience, whether you're watching live or recorded, we never want to take you guys for granted. So thank you for rocking with us. Your time
Yeah.
is precious. So anytime that you guys want to come spend with us, we love it and we appreciate it. So hopefully you guys are well, your families are well, and we'll be back. We'll be back next Thursday for another banger. Q, we got some good people lined up, man.
Man, we got some lined up, man. Lined up. So this is gonna be a blast. Like we always say, the off season is where it's a little bit easier, for us to get a hold of some, some notable names, that we've been trying to track down to have a little bit bigger window of time. But we're going to keep bringing it to you. Definitely keep bringing friends and family. And we're going to keep throwing this sauce at you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Tell the people that love what they mean to you. Yes, indeed. You know you guys do. And Jimmy, we love you too, brother. Great show. And we can't do it without you guys. So we'll see you next week. And if you're catching this right now, I see some people coming on. Make sure you run it back because this was one hell of a heartfelt show. A lot of game, a lot of sauce from Coach JB over at Missouri Baptist. So, hey, we're signing off for the Locker Room Show. I'm Coach Terrence Wood. That is Q, the guru. And we will see you guys at the top. Have a good